The lights are back on in much of Texas tonight, but for millions, the water isn't working. It is the latest crisis in a grinding week of winter storms that have now claimed at least 70 lives. We turn again to Stephanie Sy to begin our coverage.
After long days in the dark, the power has largely been restored in communities across Texas that endured bitter cold.
I don't know when it's going to go off again. If it'll go off, I don't know, so... immediately when the lights came on, I hurry up and made a pot of shrimp gumbo and warmed up.
State grid operators said today their system is finally back to normal operations, nearly a week after some 4 million customers lost power. That number had fallen more than 90% by this evening. But there was no end in sight for a debilitating water crisis. Pipes that burst in the frigid temperatures have led to a shortage. 14 million people have been affected, many of whom are now having to boil their water before they consume it.
The temperature in the house was 33 degrees, and now the power's back on, so it's warm, but we don't have any water. So I'm here to get water. I've been to several different stores, and no one has water.
Houston's Del Mar Stadium hosted a bottled water drive-through distribution today.
I'm going to sit here until, I have no choice. All the stores in my area are out of water.
24-year-old Trent Helt echoed that experience, speaking to us from Arlington outside Dallas. A main pipe burst has cut off water to his residence since Monday.
It's been interesting to say the least. We haven't been able to shower or bathe yet. We had to buy multiple packs of water to either wash dishes or to bathe with. To flush the toilets, we were scooping the snow up and we were boiling it to melt it down. And that's how we would flush the toilets at our house.
You're probably
yes, ma'am.
Really tired of the sponge baths.
Most definitely. I cannot wait to take an actual shower.
Meanwhile, President Biden promised a major disaster declaration for Texas to expedite much-needed resources, and he plans to visit the storm-ravaged state soon.
If, in fact, it's concluded that I can do it without creating a burden for the folks on the ground while they're dealing with this crisis, I plan on going. But we'll know that. We'll make that decision probably the beginning of next week.
As calls for accountability grow louder, Bill Magnus, the president of ERCOT, which manages the state's power grid, said today his agency is open to new ideas.
We're subject to policymakers and leaders and how they want us to operate. And if they're seeing that there's something that's really got to change from looking at the totality of what we did, we'll certainly try to change it or take any other action we're told to do to manage the issues that they're seeing.
Hey, ho, ho! Ted Cruz has got to go!
Texas Senator Ted Cruz also faced calls for accountability. Protesters gathered outside his Houston home after it was revealed he'd flown to Cancun as the state was reeling from the storm. He flew back Thursday.
It was obviously a mistake, and in hindsight, I wouldn't have done it. I was trying to be a dad.
Elsewhere across the South, water issues are also plaguing other states that were hit by wintry weather. In Mississippi, nearly all of the 161,000 people in the city of Jackson were without water today. And in Tennessee, the Memphis International Airport was forced to cancel all of its flights because of low water pressure.